Well, man, I guess we'll just start with Cam Coleman, man. What have you seen? Has he been everything you thought he'd be so far?
Oh yeah, man. You know what? The best thing I like about Cam Coleman is he want to be coached. You know, he's super coachable. He's gonna try to do exactly what you're telling him to do. He loves football, so it's easy to coach him because he want that feedback. He coming to you before you even get to him in terms of what he need to do better. And so it's been a joy so far to coach him. Just how hungry he is, just how much he loves football, and it's no question if he's talented or not.
Is his confidence, like, in high school he's dominating, his confidence is probably through the roof? Is it where it needs to be, or is that probably something that'll just come along?
The best thing about Cam is he just play football. He don't really think too high, too low about anything. He just going out there and having fun. That's the main thing about him, man. Even if you ask him, hey, why you playing football? He'll tell you because it's fun. It ain't because of anything else. And it's just a joy to coach because you got a young man like that that's totally bought into what you're coaching him, totally bought into the program, and it's been a joy so far.
Might as well talk about the other newcomers, Bryce, but then Robert and Sam as well.
Yep. So I'll start with Bryce. It's been good with Bryce as well. You can see his speed. Just like any freshman, same with Cam, it's gonna be those freshman obstacles that you got to go through. But man, I'm good with where they are. They still learning. You could tell. You could tell Bryce is a freshman. He's still learning. But again, from the speed aspect, from everything that we evaluated on him, it's all true about him, man. The kid could absolutely run, and so. We definitely excited about him as well. And then you got Sam. He's more one of those versatile guys. He didn't play quarterback. You could tell when he was at quarterback, and from that film he had an extra step, some juice to him. And so it's been good to see his transition. Being that he played quarterback, he grasps the offense a lot quicker than a typical receiver because he understands the bigger picture of things. So he's been a great addition. He's been fun to coach as well. And then you got Robert. I'm definitely glad we got him. He a guy that I think had the ability to play both outside and inside. He's been working a lot inside during this spring, but he's super smart. One of the smarter guys in the room. You tell him something once, and he's gonna be coaching somebody else up to do it. He just bring a natural leadership presence to it because he'll do it right, guy. You don't have to tell him to get on the jugs. You don't have to tell him to be 10 minutes early to a meeting. That's just who he is. So, man, I'm thankful that we got him, and I'm glad to continue to build this thing how we building it.
Marcus, what were those conversations like when you were looking at Sam in the portal, or maybe Peyton comes to you guys and, hey, we want to go get this quarterback, but we want him to fill in your room, Marcus? What were those conversations like, and what was it like evaluating him in the portal?
Man, well, we played against him. Yeah. And I remember when he got in the game against us, and I'm like, man, who is this quarterback that's running around? So I knew he had ability, and it only helped being that, or we knew that he had ability, and it only helped being that he played some receiver in the past, and he had familiarity with Peyton. And so as far as ability, it was never a question, but it was more so how confident and how quick can you make that transition as a receiver. And where he is now, still some work to be done, but it's been good to see where he at right now.
The recruitment of Cam, what was the end of that like? How did you pull it off? When did you maybe know he's in the fold, we got him?
Yeah, the biggest thing was just never stopped and just kept everything the same. Like, even when he committed, would still do what I was doing when he wasn't committed. Still just staying consistent and precise throughout the process. And it wasn't only me, it was Coach Freeze, it was everybody that was involved in this recruitment. We never stopped. And I think he realized that, and that's what he said, even when things went down, he was like, Coach, you guys never stopped. Every time I came, it was still the same. I never felt bad for committing because when I came to campus, it was always the same. And so I think just the consistency of the entire staff, recruiting him was a key to when things went down at the end.
Marcus, how much fun was recruiting that 2024 class and landing the guys that you did?
Yeah, it was definitely fun, and everything. I'm a huge relationship guy, and a lot of that stuff, just getting to know those dudes, man. It was a pleasure just getting to know them and actually seeing that pen to paper and actually seeing when it happened, man. It was a huge accomplishment for the Auburn program, man. bringing guys that could be difference makers for you for the program. It was exciting. It was a thrill to see.
You only got a handful of guys coming back. Just talk about how they responded after a year in the system and the challenge from the newcomers.
Man, it's been great, man. You know, always year two always better than year one because the expectation, and they know your coaching style. They know what you bring to the table, and they see how they can get better. So just as far as and then also, man, the guys that we brought in is good people first. Like I mentioned Robert, you know, and then Cam Coleman being a young freshman, you know, like so it's a good mix of what we already had, and then you got guys like Camden Brown that's a natural hard worker, very similar to Rob. So the mix is perfect, you know what I mean? And those I couldn't be more pleased with those guys either on how they responded, and you know, going into year two, the expectations on things, it's easy to bring guys along because they know what the standard is.
Yeah, so much of the offense is these guys got to read and react. Receivers, do you feel like they're where they need to be compared to last year? Do you feel like they can be where they need to be in the fall?
Oh yeah, I do, because you know, anytime year two come around, that's always gonna be helpful for sure. I think it's a lot more simple as far as like the decisions that we have to make this year, and so it's gonna be a lot more clear for, you know, even the newcomers that came in, you know, because of what we asking them to do. So I think you'll see more decisiveness in route running and all of those things just because of that.
You got a